Chief Meteorologist Tom Coomes here with a recap of what we know Friday evening after tornado or tornadoes that touched down in southwest Michigan. I say tornadoes because it's likely this one cell cycled many times, producing tornadoes that touched down, lifted, and touched down again. The first one was near Edwardsburg. This is video from Eagle Lake. This is either a funnel cloud or a tornado touchdown. It's tough to see from this vantage point whether the tornado was technically on the ground at this point, but definitely a rotating cell. The second one in our viewing area was Three Rivers, Michigan. You're going to see the debris as it ripped apart a Menards store in Three Rivers, and you'll see the storage center there as well being ripped apart. So that's at least two of the likely three tornadoes that touched down in southwest Michigan, and I'll go over that in a second. But I want to go back to the radar scan. This is a classic, what we call a hook echo. Here's the hook. There's where the likely tornado would. This is textbook meteorology here of severe weather, and this tracked right across Three Rivers. And we only had really two radar scans, 352 to 355 of the tornado moving through Three Rivers. We had some warning before that because of the touchdown near the Edwardsburg area, but we were telling people find their safe spot as this storm went through many cycles. In Edwardsburg, it was 314, or right around that time when we have the likely tornado first touchdown, somewhere around Daly Road. Now, the exactness is going to be done by a storm survey. Will be more exact than this, but this is just going back through radar data, 314 to 317. It's in this window that this tornado, again, likely tracked on that vector right there. And it's in that path that we have the reports of damage and at least one fatality, unfortunately. And it happened so quickly. Again, 3 minutes. We'll likely find this tornado was on the ground for less than 5 minutes, but 3 minutes of a radar scan is about all we have of the evidence of this in the actual radar record. By 3:20, this storm was starting to go through a cycle where the storm was lifting again and the funnel was coming up from the ground. If you look at the loop from 3 to 4 p.m., it all happened so quickly. And you'll see here, there's where the first sign is showing up around 310 to 314, the cycle through, and then as it moves towards the Newburgh area, it becomes more muted. It doesn't show up very well in the velocity. That's the up cycle. Then, as you look at Three Rivers, the colors start to get bright again. That's the down cycle, and that's where we start to see the tornado coming back down towards the ground, the funnel coming back down and making touchdown. And it cycles on for another time, and we're getting the reports that here's the round one and round two. A storm survey will likely survey along this entire path where a tornado was on the ground, where it lifted, where it was back down on the ground, but somewhere around Edwardsburg and Three Rivers a survey will be done, and then towards the Union City area as well, towards Athens, in portions of central and southern Michigan. And so that's likely the third tornado touchdown where there were up to 3 additional fatalities. Again, this is a moving number as well. We'll find out more once we see daylight. And then I want to kind of go back to what happened with this storm in general. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, we were watching it. It seemed to be a very general run-of-the-mill type storm producing hail in LaPorte County. So here it is, 2:30. This is not what we would say, okay, this is a storm to watch. And then just after 3 o'clock, I'm telling you, at this point, this is a run-of-the-mill thunderstorm, 2:55, on a day that most components don't say there's going to be a large tornado. And then, boom, we start to see, and there's the first warnings that come out just after 3, around 3:14, 3:15. It's likely the tornado was on the ground before the first warning hit. It happened that quickly. And sometimes you can't warn until a tornado happens. And then there are multiple warnings, and likely that second touchdown towards Three Rivers. You see the catastrophic warning there, and then a continuation as more warnings and into portions of southern Michigan and towards the Branch County area, and then that's that third touchdown. So it all happened so fast on a day that was even a very low severe threat. Started out as looked like a garden variety hailstorm and then quickly ramped up into a tornadic thunderstorm. We do our best to forecast. There's going to be a lot of post-analysis on this, but at this point, there's a lot of cleanup to be done, and we'll learn from the storm survey, how quickly this happened, and we're being transparent with you. You can't issue warnings in these cases until something actually happens. And up until 3:04, 3:05 p.m., there wasn't much of a sign of anything happening. And then, boom, it happened that quickly, and we were on it. Our team had a plan. I was happy that, again, Dave Caulfield started our coverage, and we cycled through and continued our coverage throughout the afternoon until the threat was over. And then we had great coverage the rest of the evening, trying to get more answers for you as we saw the damage across Southwest and Lower Michigan. Thanks for staying with us, and of course, we'll keep you updated.